Hey everybody, welcome back to the penultimate episode of Kaze and the Wild Masks. We are going to start World 4, and we are pretty good on our challenge on completing this in under 10 hours. So, it's funny how there was such a stark difference in this world between how I performed in my trial run compared to how I performed when I actually decided to record the actual challenge 2 days later after my run. So this was a level, Volcanic Star, which I went into it after my trial run not worried about it at all. I found the stage to be amazingly easy when I was practicing it. And I was like, okay, this is amazingly not a difficult stage to get through, 100%. Easy. And then it came time to record. And it became one of the worst stages I have ever experienced. Oh my gosh, I don't know why it just became difficult suddenly overnight when I started recording. But yeah, first things first, this bonus stage is off to the left, and you can easily miss it if you don't explore everywhere before heading to the right. So, this particular bonus stage is not hard, but it is tedious because I failed at this level so many times that I had to redo this bonus stage over and over and over again. And I was just sick and tired of it by the time I finally had my first successful run. It's just bad. So, easy bonus stage in isolation, but when you combine it with the overall stage to come, it gets boring fast. So we get the return of the starfish, or starfruit, I guess you could say. And this is the second and only and last appearance they have in the game. And boy, do they make a return. They're part of the biggest reason this level is challenging, despite the fact that most of my outtakes did not fall to them. But they give me a lot of stress in this level. No, what most of the outtakes were of course the brambles on the sides and these flaming... What are those? Oh, right, they're artichokes. Artichoke leaves. Flaming artichoke leaves. That's hilarious. Okay, you can make it through real quick there. It's always a risk trying to go between those starfish before they move, but you can do it the moment they first come on screen. What makes this particular stage hair-raising is just the minute button presses you have to do, like right here, to make sure you don't hit anything. And the fact that a lot of the gyms, most of the gyms in the level are spread out, there's no big clusters of them really, that you kind of have to go out of your way and involve yourself in dangerous situations just to get every single gem, because you don't know if you have enough, if you'll have enough by the time you reach the end of the stage. So getting extra hearts is essential to reaching the 100 gems. So in my eyes, this is the last final hurdle, because everything after this point isn't exactly difficult past the E, but getting out from the E section has proved tricky for some reason. Oh, I almost lost it. But just for record, after I made it past the E here, this actually is my first take past the Kaze E, where I succeeded in my run. So I didn't have any outtakes past that point. So I did this second bonus stage almost blind from my trial runs. I had forgotten what this bonus stage entailed. So when I saw what was going on, I'm like, oh no. I was like, not this. Thankfully, I did it on the first go. So I was very lucky for that. Yeah, you have plenty of time. Don't rush it. I was definitely not rushing. was like, I got 8 seconds and 1 gym left to go. Let's not make a mistake now. Thankfully, this is the last of the Flappy Birds. I am so happy that we're done. At least for a primary stage, that is. I think there is one more, like a bonus stage or something, but I'm just glad we're done with it for a primary stage. Yeah, the rest of the level after the E is not that bad. So if you can make it out of that section unscathed, you're almost home free. So yeah, that level ended up being incredibly difficult on the recording. I didn't understand it. I was like, so hard the second time through. So hard. My hopes were this low for the rest of the run. I was like, oh no. Now, this one kind of matched up with how hard I had it on the trial run. I got a lot of outtakes on this stage. This one is similar to the Gusty one from World 3. However, the tornado is traveling a lot faster, and the mistakes you can afford to make, not very much. You can maybe afford to make one mistake, but you better recover super fast or it's gonna get you, and you're not gonna survive. Okay, I learned to... Oh, I didn't even do it that time. It was like I learned to float down to that particular rung, that little hook, but nope, I guess I took a risk. Okay, that is a tricky bonus stage. You may not even see it as you're trying to rush past for the tornado. Ah, here's what I was talking about. This bonus stage. This is exactly like Flappy Bird, and I think this is their homage. I think they realized that, you know, this gameplay is really similar to that mobile game. So let's do a little homage to it in a bonus stage. So I like the cheekiness of the developers on that one. Like, yes, we know that you know that we know. Okay, you do have to drop off slightly before the end, or you're not going to make it to the other line to get all the gems. And if you mess up right before that last big gem, the tornado's going to catch you on that line. So drop slightly earlier than you think you would. Oh, same here. Drop off slightly earlier. Otherwise, the rope will just drop you if you're too far to the left at the edge there. Whew, almost didn't make it. Okay, float down, float down, float down. Because once you hit the tomato, your jump arc is set. There's a predefined jump arc that you cannot fix or change if you hit an enemy. I think they set it that way to have like perfect timing between yep, there you go, another one you have to drop down into, but perfect timing between enemy bounces. I think that's why they set your jumping arc to be a standard arc. Am I making any sense? I don't know if I am. Words are escaping me this early in the morning. So again, you have to be doing a risky power bounce over these things. They give you enough time to work through this, so take your time. See, I was like, you know what? I'm going to bounce on this a little longer until I'm ready to power bounce back to the left. Don't rush that one. Yeah, the set arc and height distance, you kind of need to make some of those connecting bounces to the rest of the tomatoes. But it can also work against you too, like trying to grab, I think, that Z. So I was still a little worried about the rest of the world, because at this point I was over an hour in recording with all the outtakes and everything. I had to cut and edit and everything. I was like, oh, how many hours am I going to have to spend on this entire world? So this is another disconnect between trial run and the actual recording. The trial run for this stage, remarkably simple. Like, insanely simple. I don't understand how it went from wow, this stage ain't so bad. I'll be okay when I do this stage for real. No, I wasn't. I was not okay. The stage was not okay during recording. This was bad. But yeah, if you shoot twice out of the gate, boom, boom, you'll make it down to that third or fourth, is it, slingshot. And I think if you do a third one immediately right out of the gate there too, you'll make it to the fourth one. But I think the timing there is extremely tight. I played it safe. So it's just practice and memorization to know which ones you can shoot immediately out of the moment you hit them and make it through the obstacles okay. Because you'll see me hit some of those slingshots, and immediately shoot right out of them because I know the timing that's necessary. Oh my gosh, I had to look up where the bonus stage was for here. That is deviously hidden. I don't know how they expect people to figure that one out. Now, this stage is very nerve-wracking because all you have is these tomatoes to bounce off of. And sometimes you can't get the height you need to get up to where you need to collect the gems. And I think lost many runs on that particular bonus stage because I just ran out of time. So once you make it to the second half of the stage, past the checkpoint, it does get a little easier. The rest of the stage is almost a gimme in that sense. I did do a couple outtakes, unfortunately, but the first half, for some reason, just seems strangely harder than the second. I don't know why that is. Yeah, I missed the immediate shooting off of that one, so I just waited for the tomato to come back around. You might as well just kill this one, because he will get in your way if you don't. Okay, you're basically home free at this point. Just don't hit anything on the slingshots and you're fine. So yeah, definitely a difficult level, and for some reason it was all at the beginning. Just like that acid toxic tower sort of level. It was all at the beginning that I was messing up. So 3 tough levels down, and we still have so much more of World 4 to go. So we're on to our third and final dragon stage. This one I'd say is about on par difficulty-wise as the first one in World 2, but in some aspects I find it to be a little easier. So we begin with the ropes. So you're expecting something one way with how you begin the level, and then the usage of the dragon mask just flips the entire script on its head, how these ropes are used. So there's a fair bit of the level to start with before the dragon statue, to include the first bonus stage, which is amazingly hidden. Again, I had to look up where it was online because I could not see that for the life of me amongst all the bricks and everything. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to complete though. I've never had an outtake or failure on that one at all. Alright, here we go. Dragonala Scroller, let's go. So, the script is flipped. You no longer are beneath the ropes. You are above them. You are tight roping as a dragon. Okay, that one is tricky. Again, it's another hidden one. And I believe when I first played this game, I found that bonus stage by accident. Because I missed the jump. I was like, no! And I double jumped, and then I went straight to the bonus stage. I was like, oh! Okay. Cool. So, bonus stage by accident. Now, you don't have to collect all the gems here. In fact, they give you so many opportunities to collect 55 gems. You will have no issue collecting every single one before you hit the end. Okay, at this point, it's now just try and make it to the end of the stage and don't die. So from here on outward, it gets more tricky. It gets more hectic. I should have fallen there and then jumped. Okay, the part that really got me in my trial run, it's coming up here soon. I think it's after the checkpoint. Okay, here we go. Not here. Right here, these bananas. Trying to figure out the proper rhythm and bouncing so I could get those gems right there at the end. Oh, I lost. I failed so many times to that. It's at that point, it's just memorization on how to properly get through it every single time. Because the timing never changes. The timing is always the same. It's how you react to it that's different. Okay, now it's just going up and down and making sure you don't hit a darn thing. Woo! Yeah, that E is a little risky. And then one last final figuring out if it's a double jump or a dive. But if you make it through that, you're home free. That was a fun stage. Once you've practiced it a little bit, it's fun to revisit. I can tell you that. Not so much the previous stage with the ghost fish and the blooms. That one can just sawed off. I don't care about that one. That one was bad. So we have only a few more stages left to go, everybody. Are they going to be just as hard as the previous ones? Who knows? We'll find out in the next video. See y'all later, and stay retro, everybody. Boy, howdy, do I have some outtakes for you. A full 6 minutes of them. And a good majority of them are here in this lava level, which I had such an easy time with during my trial run. Completely unprepared me for the actual ordeal I was about to experience. So a majority of them actually went to, as I said, the brambles and the artichoke flaming things. But there are a couple that got lost to the star fruit as well. But yeah, there was a time where I actually had to stop recording and take a break because of all the bouncing I had to, or the button pressing I had to do because of the Flappy Bird segments like this. I had to take a break, and for my wrist, because my wrist, I was shaking. I was shaking over how many times I failed and had to do this stage. I was like, I can't. I have to take a break. And it wasn't until I came back from that break. I did, I think, 2 more runs, failed them, and then it was the 3rd run that ended up being the one that succeeded, the one you see that was my successful attempt. So, took a break, 3 runs later, I did it. So there was actually a good chunk here at this tornado level. And I think a lot of them were to those stupid anchors and their hitboxes and me pressing it at the wrong time and totally missing my drop off to get that heart. This one right here, trying to get that 3rd hook, I don't know why that was so difficult. Don't know why I missed that either. It should have been an easy bounce. This was me trying to figure out the proper way. See how the standard arc of jump once you hit an enemy can work against you in that case? Totally missed the bonus stage. Yeah, that was me. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna float down to this stupid thing. And then this was me not making it in time. I spent too much time trying to get those gems in the ground that the tornado caught up with me. And this was me not even bothering to try and get the gems in the first place. Yep, you knew I was going to have at least one outtake on this particular bonus stage. Okay. This stage, for some reason, I just could not get out of the intro section. I don't know what it was, but it was so hard for me to just succeed in this section. I don't know why. Like, I even had trouble going back and forth. I even just let this play out, trying to jump up into that slingshot, and I just couldn't do it, and I still got hit in the end, even after trying so hard to get to that slingshot. As I said, the second half of the level is not that bad, but the first part, for some reason, just destroyed me. I don't understand. Totally not ready for this epic montage of failures after the trial run, which I had such an easy time with. So I hope you're enjoying my misery, because here's me holding on to the jump button a little bit too early when I should have been waited till I dropped off and waited till I hit the jelly to hold the jump button. So many mistakes. So many mistakes. I think there was only two. Yeah. Two after the checkpoint. That one and this one. Because everything after the checkpoint is relatively easy. Yep, back to the start. Back to the start for another lovely outtake. And of course I had some issues trying to figure out the timing between the slingshots here. I did the same thing twice, apparently. Oh yeah, running out of time is very, very easy to do in this stage right there. Okay, so the remainder is in this dragon stage, the dragon run. Some of it was when I was a rabbit. Like continuing to hold the spin dash button while I touch a rope and drop right off. Or dropping off instead of jumping because I pressed the wrong button. I swear I had more outtakes at the beginning than I did at the actual dragon section. No, but the majority of it is just trying to remember to drop off first and then jump to get to that first bonus stage. Or is it second? I think it's second. See, that was jumping instead of dropping off. You need to drop off that one and then jump. Yeah, I had just given up because I had missed the gems there and I needed them. I'm telling you, some of those timings on those banana jumps are hard. Yep, missed the E entirely. All I can say is I'm just happy that I'm done with all the dragon stages moving forward.